What do you think of when you hear the term resilience? Do you picture escaping to the beach and the mountains, or maybe sitting by the pool with absolutely nothing on your schedule? It is so important to take time to recharge. So I am all about escaping to relaxing places. But what about when you're in the thick of it? How do you build up your mental and emotional resources so that you can deal with the challenges and the obligations and the disappointments in real time? Hi, I'm Shari, and I've been reading and teaching about leadership resilience for years. And it's more than stress management, which we tend to think of as dealing with specific incidents that come up and then they're gone. Instead, it's about building up your internal resources, paying attention to your body, mind, spirit, and heart on an ongoing basis so that you're ready for what life throws at you. So let's look at those 4 areas. As far as body is concerned, we hear about how to be physically healthy everywhere. And we could probably all quote what we should do in terms of getting enough sleep and eating right and staying physically active, which does not diminish the enormous difference those things make to our leadership resiliency. When we get enough sleep, we are better leaders, period. Sleep helps our mood and our memory and our problem-solving capacity, and it lowers our risk for all kinds of debilitating diseases that would, of course, mess up our ability to lead and live life fully. Regular exercise does the exact same thing. Even a few short 5 to 10 minute bouts of exercise a day improves not just our physical health, but also our brain function, our wakefulness, and our overall mental health. And did you know that according to the Center for Creative Leadership, leaders who exercise regularly are considered to be significantly more effective than leaders who don't by everyone around them, even if exercising means that they're spending less time at work. So we know these things about body. What about mind? Mind is taking care of our mental well-being, so challenging our thought processes and learning new things. And when I first heard that, I thought, that's all I do. Work is constantly challenging my mind. But is it really? Or is it just exhausting my mind, working harder, but not necessarily getting smarter? On the other hand, exposing ourselves to new ideas through articles, TED Talks, audiobooks, podcasts, webinars, workshops, classes, really anything that exposes us to new concepts can refuel and stimulate our minds and give us new mental connections and ideas. Mental well-being is also about setting boundaries on mentally draining things like constant emails and notifications and interruptions. And we can control that stuff more than we might at first think. Spirit is kind of like refreshing your soul, not to sound too hokey. It could be going to church or heading out into nature, hiking in the mountains, or maybe dipping your toes in the river or maybe a pool. It's also about living purposefully and making choices that move you closer to what's truly important to you. So it's asking questions like, is all of this running around moving you closer to what's really meaningful? And if not, what could you let go of to make more room for what's really important? And it's about living and working in line with your values. All of these questions speak to spirit. Finally, heart is all about connection, real, authentic human connection. So take time to ask your colleagues how they're doing and laugh with them, or take a walk with friends or neighbors to get a boost really of both body and heart, and maybe even mind if the conversation is stimulating. Researchers estimate that up to 70% of our happiness comes from our relationships with our friends, neighbors, coworkers, family, both the quality and the quantity of those relationships. So one of our greatest sources of well-being and resilience is other people. They help us through the tough times, and they help boost our happiness through the good times. So that's how we do it. We become resilient leaders by investing in our body, mind, spirit, and hearts. And doing so makes a huge difference in how we handle life's ups and downs, and also in how we lead effectively. And of course, it's really important to take rejuvenating breaks like sitting by the pool every now and then.